Guys, let's get real for a moment. I just want to chit chat with you. I just feel like we've lost each other a little bit because of YouTube, and I don't want that to happen. And to be honest, I don't believe in breakups. I want to work it out. So let's do this. I'm back on Instagram, and all my videos will now be posted on YouTube after the fact. So what does that mean? That means every single Cooking with Ceja that we have recorded on Instagram will be uploaded to YouTube. You can go back and rewatch. Yes, that's right. That's over a year and a half, almost 2 years of videos, guys. Now, for those of us that made the switch from broadband to AT&T, we know we have a hard time uploading shit. I'm going back to Bright House any day now. So give me about a week or two. All the videos will be up, and that's a lot of freaking videos. In the meantime, for today, it's Cooking with Ceja!
It's Cooking with Ceja! Ceja! Cooking with Ceja! Ceja!
I don't know if you could tell, but I'm sweating up in here. My AC is bumping because it is hot up in here. So I have a little treat for you guys, and here's a little hint. We have a guilt-free dessert coming to you today. We're making ice cream sandwiches, but not just any ice cream sandwiches. As many of you know, I am lactose intolerant. I have suffered for about 10 years now, but I will sacrifice my body for a good pizza. So today's recipe is gonna be guilt-free. And by guilt-free, I mean your conscience will be clean that every single product we're using today is vegan certified. Shout out to the vegans, y'all. I see you. It's also guilt-free because you can enjoy this and not feel too bad about indulging yourself. Most of these items are way lower in calories than their full calorie counterparts. How else will we put that? So for everyone that slipped into my DMs asking for a healthy recipe or a vegan recipe, baby, I am here to please. This one's for you. Step one is to make our cookies. Today we're gonna be using a recipe that I worked on about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a chocolate cranberry cookie. It's actually super delicious on its own, so I figured why not with ice cream? Also very delicious with some canna butter, but let's keep that between us. To my stand mixer, I'm gonna add 3/4 of a cup of pure cane sugar. This is Zolka cane sugar, and actually I did not know this sugar is processed with bone char, so I guess regular sugar isn't vegan. You learn something every day, and you learn a lot here on Cooking with Ceja. We are a very educational show for the kids. This is bone char free sugar. To that, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and where's my damn water? 3 tablespoons of water. And to replace eggs, I actually use applesauce in this recipe. So this is a 1/4 cup of applesauce, natural unsweetened applesauce.
Pork chops and applesauce. Ain't that swell?
We're gonna cream these ingredients together. I wish you were in my kitchen to smell this. The coconut oil and applesauce release this great fragrance that just makes you crave this on its own. Plus, I'm lonely, boo. Come on over and smell the cream. On over to a separate bowl. My dry ingredients are going to be 3/4 of a cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. To these cookies, I also like to add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon or ground up Mexican chocolate or chocolate abuelita, which is something I do as well. Today, I'm going to go the cinnamon route. I've sifted my ingredients into the bowl. Now I'm going to give them another mix just to incorporate them all together. And let's take this over to meet our wet ingredients. We're going to thug life this and add all of it at once, because I can't remember if you slowly incorporate or what's the deal with that. So let's just go for it, y'all. Give your edges a good scrape just to make sure all your dry ingredients get in there. Give it a quick last mix. And what you get is this nice velvety batter. It's very thin compared to any other cookie dough batter, and I'll show you why. We're actually going to refrigerate this or freeze it for about 30 minutes before we cut it. Last but not least, I'm going to add my chocolate chips. These are the Enjoy Life brand, which are vegan certified, semi-sweet mini chips. And I also like to add cranberries to this cookie recipe. The cranberries just add this blast of sweetness that I really like. If you don't like cranberries or want to add them, that's up to you, but you're not cooking with Ceja. You can go watch Baking with Becky or something. Some low rate, low budget cooking show on Instagram. Just incorporate this lightly. That's all it takes. And we're gonna move on to the next step. This is like the best batter ever, guys. Every single time I make these cookies, and they won't make you sick. The cookie dough won't make you sick because this is vegan. I'm thinking. It's not gonna be pretty, but I bet you my bottom dollar it's gonna be delicious. You're gonna take your batter and form a turd. Just a long piece of shit. I lined a half baker sheet with parchment paper, and I'm just gonna pour my batter, or actually just spoon it over the top to form kind of like what you see here, just a piece of shit. And we're gonna roll this. What I do is I roll the edges to kind of press it in, and I'm trying to form this into a nice cylinder so I can freeze this and cut it up later. If I don't want to wait for it to freeze and do the cutting thingy, refrigerate it till it gets stiff. Once your dough has stiffened, you break it up and roll it into balls, and just like you would any cookie dough. The whole point is we want this to harden up on us a little bit because it is a lot softer than any cookie dough we would just throw in the oven. All right, let me just find a spot for it in my freezer. I think this is a good spot back here. That's right. Bacardi, you keep it safe, okay? So 30 minutes in the freezer, guys. All right, let's check on our cookie dough. Yep, so it has definitely firmed. We're gonna go ahead and cut this up and bake it. So I'm rolling this on my counter just to give it a more even shape and to keep the cylinder. You wanna work with this fast because it'll start to thaw out, and once it's thawed out, it's harder to work with. So we're gonna unwrap this and unstick it carefully. We cut these into 1/4-inch pieces, roll them up into a ball, just using the ends of your hand. If I can explain that, you don't want to let it sit because this is very sticky still, even though it's been refrigerated and thickened. This recipe makes 9 vegan cookies or 4.5 ice cream sandwiches. That half still has to get counted, guys. You could still make it work. These bad boys go in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're gonna set a timer for 8 minutes. And let them go. After 8 minutes, you have these little beauties here. I gave them a little pat over the top, just a quick pat to take down some of the puffiness, and I'm gonna let these cool for a bit. To speed up the process, I stuck my cookies in the refrigerator, but even the ones that were just sitting out after 10 minutes have cooled and are ready to eat. So now we're gonna assemble. What I have here is Ben & Jerry's 7-layer bar coconut ice cream. Ben & Jerry's did a great job of taking a lot of their classic ice creams and just making them dairy-free and vegan. I have tried a couple, like the cinnamon bun, the cherry. Very simple assembly. 1 scoop of ice cream over the top of our bottom cookie. Sandwich another cookie over the top. I'm gonna roll this in some graham cracker crumbs and some of my chocolate chips from earlier. I had not told you this was a vegan ice cream sandwich. You would have never guessed. This is a fat boy dreams come true. It's good. Enjoy these with the kids. Enjoy these with the family. You will definitely have the best experience in your mouth with these. Like, you won't leave your house for a few days. Shit, what the hell? Treat yourself. Make 3 and eat them all by yourself. Probably what I'm gonna do. Feel free to make the cookies and just eat the damn cookies. There's no need to make an ice cream sandwich, but it is definitely a must try for the summer. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Cooking with Ceja. I will see you next Tuesday. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link will be on my bio. Adios.
It's Cooking with Ceja.